we know the direction and pace of travel that's required for a sustainable economy. And I think we know that actually the current way that we're building our people, our leaders, our mid-managers, our next generation, is actually inadequate to deliver against the objectives.
So I think one of the key skills and qualities that leaders are going to need going forwards is being able to think from a more systems perspective around what are the right questions to ask about our business, the impact it has on the community, society, environment, and to then think about what's the right business model to support that.
Business is certainly not interested in more people who something about CSR, but they are very much interested in having talent that knows about structural change, system thinking, ecosystems, collaboration, negotiating change, negotiating with adverse parties, and doing that in an authentic way.
And you have to develop the whole person, and probably the most important skill you have to develop in them is the idea that their own learning is a process that goes on for their whole life and which they own. So you are not the expert on their learning. You are just the ones who can stimulate them to learn, and if you're lucky, you stimulate them to learn how to learn so they keep getting better at this.
You're in the business to make a difference to the lives of those consumers who you're impacting. So being very clear on that purpose, which is much bigger than just the financial results, is something else that every leader needs to be imbued with, or else they're going to be making the wrong decisions when short-term pressures come onto them.
I think because the business schools and universities are at the forefront of dealing with young people, if they understand what businesses want, they can then be the conduit that transfers those skills to young people. So actually business schools should be the collaborative platform that brings in the insights from business and that helps to shape young people in terms of exposing them to the key skills that are required for tomorrow's leaders.
I think the answer to bringing the most value between business and academia is in the notion of partnering. But I think it has to go beyond just being partners. I think it has to be beyond collaborating to how do we work together, how do we co-create content that will really add value to the learning curriculum, to the education institutions, and also for the business world.
In terms of talent development, I guess it's more than just skills and capacities. It's also the right kind of values, it's the kind of relationships that you need and the interdependencies that you have to understand. And that we have not done well in business schools in the past, and it's a real challenge.
This is something that is extremely important specifically for business. If we stand still and always think that what we put into place 100 years ago can still function nowadays, we are really wrong and going in the wrong direction. So the only businesses that need to be afraid are those who don't embrace disruption.
I think sustainable business leaders of tomorrow need to be aware that there's a new normal, that sustainability and entrepreneurship and doing business are two sides of the same coin. And that's something that they should be aware of, and I think business leaders of today are not always aware of it. Business leaders of tomorrow, they will, otherwise there will be no business.